work with all their resources to fight a lightning campaign and achieve complete command of the skies as the US was able to achieve in the recent war in Iraq. Over the next 30 minutes, we'll take you through this episode to show you what India can achieve with its multi-role Sukhoi MKI, with high-end technology that require Indian aviators to be a breed apart and have, in Tom Wolfe's words, the right stuff.
The aviators who fly her revere her, but the ones who fly against her wish they never did. Many call her the eighth wonder. They believe she parallels none in the sky, none when she strikes, none when she escorts, none when she intercepts. Because she does not merely guard the skies, she dominates the battle space. The Sukhoi 30 MKI is every fighter pilot's dream machine. She may have the ruggedness of the Russian airframe and the finesse of Western avionics, but she belongs only to the Indian Air Force, modernized and customized to serve as a strategic deterrent.
It's an evolution of whatever you would have dreamt of, combined and put together into one machine.
Only the creme de la creme of air warriors find themselves in a Sukhoi squadron, because this near fifth generation fighter aircraft only lets the best master it. And so, these men in blue, handpicked and trained to fly these hunting hawks into combat, are almost always led by a man with killer instincts to match. Winko Ajay Rathore, who commands the Lightnings in Lohegaon, Pune, is no exception. With over 3,000 flying hours on the MiG-27 and the Sukhoi 30 MKI, this leader with many superlatives to his name is also a shrewd tactician. It's a trait that's almost a perfect fit on the second generation pilot as he leads his team of ultimate aggressors. After all, his squadron has been responsible for developing the operational doctrine for this multi-crore, multi-role combat aircraft. Winko, when the Sukhoi deal was signed by India, it was often reported as perhaps the most expensive single defense deal that India had signed since independence. A, why was it so expensive? B, what is so special about this aircraft?
Expensive because of the technology incorporated in it. Expensive because we never bought something which is available on the shelf and started using it. We developed it, tailored it, and got the equipment precisely the way we wanted it. Integrates equipment from the West on a Russian platform, even integrates Indian equipment. A lot of our computers are on board.
You see, air warfare as it has evolved over the past about 100 odd years from intensive bombardment stream and fighting in the air ability. And at some stage you had to diversify, right? But here you have Sukhoi, which is perhaps able to achieve a lot of both these things. Can you qualify that?
When the aircraft started taking to air, initially you started using them to drop an odd bomb, First World War. By Second World War, you started dropping bombs and started shooting down aircraft. Now two requirements came. One was air combat, to shoot down enemy aircraft, and the second was also to take your payload and drop it. With this, as you started amalgamating it or putting them together, you found that the workload on the cockpit or the pilot kept increasing, and you would have had to compromise some bit or the other. Today, technology has bridged that gap.
As far as technology and tactics, the central debate on air power now is all over the world. Is technology going to dictate your tactics in the future battlefield, or is tactics going to dictate your technology?
It has to be a mix of both. None of them can rule in isolation.
Right.
And I can give you an example of this. You see the Bosnian conflict. One of the most technologically driven fighters, the F-117A, was shot down by a SAM-3 class of a system.
But that was a one-off.
It was a one-off, but it just shows that innovative use of tactics can overcome the most potent system also in the world. So you have to have a technological edge, yes, and it has to be complemented with the correct and innovative use of tactics. And in fact, because the price of technology is prohibitively expensive for countries to afford and keep upgrading it time and time again, it is the continuous evolution of innovative tactics which will complement the technology.
Prashant and Bhatia, tomorrow would be the first sortie on the Su-30 MKI for you.
It's a big day for flying officers Manav and Prashant. They have just been inducted into the Su-30 MKI squadron and will fly out for the first time on their dream machine.
In this sortie, you will be shown the basic handling characteristics of the aircraft.
This is the ab initio phase or stage 1 of their training syllabus, where the young pilots are encouraged to get a feel of the aircraft.
This sortie will comprise of basically loops, tumbles, yaw turns and oblique maneuvers.
At this stage, it's all about understanding the machine and taking her through basic aerobatic maneuvers. In true tradition, senior fully operational pilots in the squadron don the instructor's role and literally handhold these young pilots through the first few training sorties.
Now we have started a concept wherein we are inducting these young pilots after finishing their 1 year of fighter training onto a very high performance aircraft like the Su-30 MKI. And I believe that wherever you put a fighter pilot, it is adaptability on any kind of a machine.
Sumit, you shall be flying with Sharad as the instructor pilot. Tarun, you shall be flying with Chadda as the instructor pilot.
Squadron leaders Tarun and Sumit are also under training, but they are ready to move on to the next stage of their Sukhoi syllabus.
For the benefit of Tarun and Sumit,
This is when they fly to fight in a simulated 1 versus 1 combat scenario. It's almost like a run-up to the tactical and the combat phases of flying, where they will have to apply all that they've learnt in larger simulated multi-aircraft exercises.
Prashant, close your eyes. Tell me where's the standby P2? It's on the right hand side corner.
But before the two flying officers are allowed their first Sukhoi experience, they will have to clear a basic familiarization test.
It's on the right hand console.
It's called blindfold checks, where, as the name suggests, they will have to prove that even with their eyes closed, they are completely familiar with all the cockpit controls.
It's on the front instrument panel at the bottom.
And where is the LRS switch?
It's on the front instrument panel at the bottom.
Okay.